Usually, first thing I do in the morning is this. What's up, buddy? What's up? Yeah? I gotta get my morning snuggles in before I do anything. There we go. Gotta get your breakfast in. So the first thing I start with is my breath work. So I've tried a bunch of different breathing techniques, but I found my favorite is the Wim Hof Method. There's actually an app that you can get on your phone to kind of help you out with it. It's got some guided breathing, and what I do is I take 30 deep inhales. On the last one, I exhale fully and then just hold. That's called the retention breath. I usually do about 4 rounds. Sometimes I'll go all the way up to 10, depending on how much time I have, what time I wake up. I mean, that all plays a factor, but I can usually get breath holds of up to like 2 minutes. That's here in El Paso. When I go somewhere where I'm at sea level or slightly above, I can get up in the 3-minute range. I think my top on an exhale retention breath is like 320 or something like that. Sometimes I'll just see what I can do on an inhale and hold it, and I've gotten up to like 4 minutes and 20 seconds on that. So when you do this, you want to be kind of relaxed. Most of the time I'll do it laying down. You can do it sitting up. I like to do it sitting up sometimes because I can feel it more. I can feel my diaphragm breathing more. That's another thing on this. You want to basically push your stomach out, fill your stomach with air, fill your chest with air, feel it in your head. So I'm going to do my breathing sitting up just for the sake of this video. Finished my breathing. I did 6 rounds today. Got to 2 minutes and 10 seconds with the retention time twice in the 5th and 6th round. So pretty good day for me. The next thing I'll do is I usually check my Whoop band, my recovery score. I have a bicep band right now. I'm doing some beta testing for Whoop because I have tattoos. They've had some issues with some readings with the 4.0. So if I wear it on my tattooed wrist, it doesn't record like the blood oxygen level. And I was having a hard time recently where it was saying my Whoop was off body and it wasn't getting my sleep and stuff like that. So they sent me a bicep band to see if that would work. And last night was my first night with this and using the bicep band and sleeping. So I'll check those scores, see what my sleep was like. So another thing that I use in my house are these MoLEKULE Air Filters. They're definitely the best filters that I've found. They filter out mold, they filter out dust, they kill any kind of bacteria or viruses. So it's been a big addition to our household, and also keeps us healthy, keeps us breathing well. And with as much as I like to do breath work, this has been a big deal here in El Paso just because the air quality is not that great. This has actually been a huge game changer for my sleep. It's called the Ooler. It's basically a chili pad. You fill the unit up with water, the hose goes up into the pad, and it goes under your fitted sheet and just makes the mattress cold. So as you're sleeping, it keeps your body cool, keeps you asleep, and also I've noticed a huge difference in my sleep metrics with this, with my deep sleep and my REM sleep. And another thing I use before bed to help with sleep is ZMA, zinc magnesium. This brand has like B6 in it, but it helps with recovery. It helps to keep you asleep, gives you some kind of weird dreams sometimes, but you know, that's all right. And I just love that it's backed by science and proven to work. So now my breathing's done. I'm gonna go grab a coffee, show you what kind of coffee I drink. I need it. Freaking a little tired. Got the nice bags going. All right, time to get some coffee here. Talked yesterday on my reel about drinking the right kind of coffee. All coffee is not created equal. So this Purity coffee here, it's organic, but it's tested for mycotoxins and mold. What we don't realize is most coffee has mold in it, and there are very few that are actually tested and don't have any mold in it. And then we get this nice view. Got the mountains out there, good coffee. The Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial. And a little relaxing before I get my red light in. So I'm about to get my red light in. Just drank my coffee. I use a Hooga red light. A lot of benefits: anti-aging, weight loss, improves recovery and strength, lowers inflammation, increases energy, increases quality of sleep, can increase testosterone by like 300%. There's a lot of randomized controlled trials that show that. Improves your immunity, improves your joint health, can improve your mood and cognitive function, and then also improve your hormonal health. I usually sandwich myself between these two things. One in the front, one in the back. The one in the front is the bigger one. And I'll stay in here for like 3 minutes. If I have anything sore, I'll put it on the light. Time to get in the cold tub. Show you my setup out here. When I'm in El Paso, I use the chest freezer. First thing you want to do is unplug it. Obviously, it's a chest freezer, it has water in it, and they're not designed to do that, so you don't want to risk getting electrocuted. That wouldn't be good. Always unplug everything first. I'll make another video soon, show you how I made this. When I'm in LA, we've got a sick cold tub there. It's a Renu therapy, which they're probably the best on the market that are available. And I wish I had one here. It's a little expensive to have two, so we keep it there. Most days, I just don't want to get in. It really forces you mentally to do hard things that you don't want to do. And there's a lot of benefit to that. Make the uncomfortable comfortable. So the reason I started doing the Wim Hof breathing and the cold therapy was, one, to boost my immune system. At the time, COVID had just came out. Nobody really knew what it was. I didn't want to get it, so I figured, oh, I'll try everything I can to keep my immune system strong. That's going to be your best defense. At the time, I also was having, I was getting lightheaded a lot. So if I was sitting down for too long, or if I was driving in a car for too long, I would stand up and I'd get like super lightheaded, and I was getting a bunch of blood tests done and all of these things and really couldn't figure out what was going on. Tried a bunch of different supplements, all kinds of different things, and nothing really worked. As soon as I started the Wim Hof Method, it literally all went away. And I probably, in the last 2 years, I've had it happen maybe once or twice. And what I think it is just the circulation getting cut off in my legs, and then when I stand up, it all rushes into my head and makes me lightheaded. But you know, with the red light, with the breathing, with the cold therapy, it's increased my circulation for sure, and I can tell a huge difference. I know with the breathing, when you're on your retention breaths, carbon dioxide builds up in your bloodstream, and that actually expands your blood vessels and gets nutrients to the places they're supposed to go, and then you take the deep inhale. And I've even done this with blood oxygen meter on my finger, where within 10 breaths, I'm up to 99% oxygen saturation in my bloodstream. And then when I do the holds and go without oxygen, I've got it down to like 31%, which is crazy. I mean, the meter's like beeping at me saying, oh, you're about to die, like you need to breathe. And then you take that deep breath, and then within like 10 breaths again, I'm back up to 99% blood oxygen level. So usually what I'll do here is I put on my ice bath playlist. I'll play like 2 or 3 songs, sit in there. It's just become part of my daily routine that I have to do it. Oh yeah. I think it's 35 today, so nice and warm. Usually I go down for a little bit, keep my arms out for maybe a minute, and then just to get used to the water, not completely torture myself. And then I'll put the arms in. You got to have the arms in. Also, I keep my hands out for a while just because my fingers just still aren't used to how cold it is. For the last like minute, I'll put my hands in just to get them in there as well. The one thing I can say is, even though this water is super cold, being in the chest freezer is a little easier because your body starts to kind of heat the water up around you. So when I'm in LA and I use the Renu therapy, it actually keeps the water circulating. So it keeps the heat away from your body. So even though the water isn't as cold, you know, it feels really cold because your body isn't able to heat that water up around you and make a nice little cushion. All right, we got about 1:30 left, so I'm just gonna torture myself, put my hands in. I like to keep them in fists and put them on my legs. Makes it a little more tolerable. It's always nice out here too in the mornings, especially when the weather is warmer, because you know, you got the sun out here. You can at least feel the heat on your face. In the winters, it's a little tougher. So I've actually moved this into my garage just so it's not super freezing out here, but you know, it really doesn't matter. This water's cold, so when you're in it, it's usually colder in here than it is out there. All right, so that's 5 minutes right there. There's nothing like, as soon as you get out, you just feel great. Mentally feel great, body feels great, I feel alive, I feel awake. You know, it's just making that uncomfortable comfortable and making sure you do it every day. The days you don't want to do it, you still have to do it. You still get in, you still make yourself do it, and you feel superhuman. So once I get out, I turn all the stuff back on. I've got a couple filters in here going each way to kind of get the water circulating. I've got a couple of ozone machines, pump ozone into the water to keep the water clean, kill any bacteria or anything in there. A few other things, but like I said, I'll make a video, kind of a DIY video of how you would set this up One thing I do have to mention about the cold tub is when you do it is pretty important. So I do it in the mornings. I know some guys, some people that'll do it at night. They prefer that. I think that's more of a personal preference. I like it because it makes me feel good in the morning, gets me ready. I feel alive, like I said. I always get the question, oh, but I thought ice was bad. I thought cold was bad. That's not true. When you do it though, can definitely have a negative effect. So if you're, icing after you pitch is bad. Basically, a lot of injuries happen because after you pitch, there's a lot of research that after you throw a certain amount of pitches, a certain amount of innings, the blood flow in your body and your circulation will actually get worse. It'll spike, like your heart rate will spike. But after you throw for a while, your actual blood volume will go down. So your ligaments, tendons, all the small connective tissue isn't getting enough blood. You don't want to ice that and slow down the blood even more and constrict it. What we want to do is get blood to those areas. That's why recovery is important, as far as, doing some kind of recovery exercises to get that blood flowing to those areas. So I wouldn't suggest jumping in a cold tub after you pitch or even after you work out. After you work out, your body creates an inflammatory response, gets blood to those muscles, heals those muscles, makes your muscles bigger, stronger. So if you were to just have a tough workout and lift a bunch and then all of a sudden you jump in the cold tub, that's not going to be very beneficial either. So the timing of when you do cold therapy definitely matters. I always make sure I hydrate. Kind of a water snob, so I make sure I have the right kind of water. I usually fill this up to take with me to the gym. It's I think 85 ounces, but show you my water setup because I have one of those too. The first filter I have is called a Hydroviv filter. It goes under the sink. The source water from your house runs through this and then up to the faucet. But what they do is they tailor the water to your town. So they look and see what the tap water has in it, what chemicals, and they make the filter according to that to filter out those specific chemicals. And then I use a Tyent water ionizer. With this, it has a couple filters in it also, but it makes the water alkaline for drinking. A couple different alkaline levels. The one I use puts the water at about a 9.5 pH. You can also make the water acidic, and that's more for washing your face or cleaning countertops or whatever. But a lot of the bottled water we drink has plastic in it. It has bad chemicals in it. It's usually, if you're talking about a Dasani or an Aquafina, they're usually about a 4.5 on the pH scale. Very, very acidic. So you don't really want to drink that water. And I love this thing. A lot of times for a little extra hydration or a little extra detox, I'll put this specific Celtic Sea Salt in my water. It has a ton of minerals and is actually really good for you. All right, that part of my morning routine's over. I'm about to head to the gym. I said routine is super important to me, and this video has thrown off my routine. I'm actually running a little late. Beautiful day here in El Paso, Texas. My business partner Brent is out of town, so I have the business car. We got this sweet Hyundai Palisade. I love driving this because it has the automatic driver, so I can just kind of put it in cruise control on the way to the gym, let it drive me there. Don't really have to worry. I can drink my coffee or whatever I'm doing and just relax on the drive in. Finally made it to the gym. One thing I do usually when I get here is I'll program the guys, sit in the office. I use this machine right here. It's a molecular hydrogen machine, so you can put this in your water, or you can just inhale it. So I've got this where I'll just kind of put it on, go through, program the guys, turn it on, breathe in some molecular hydrogen for 40 minutes to an hour. Molecular hydrogen is very good for oxidative stress, improving cellular function. It reduces chronic inflammation, and these are all things that are associated with disease. As an athlete, the healthier you can be, the better your body's going to work. The more, if you're able to get rid of inflammation, that's one of the huge things of trying to play every single day, trying to throw every day. If you're inflamed all the time, things aren't going to work as well as they would without that. So without that inflammation. Now, if your body's telling you something's hurt, that's a different thing. You need to get it taken care of. Just masking the pain with, anti-inflammatories and things like that isn't good. So that's not what I'm saying. But depending on what we eat, if we're not drinking enough water, we're dehydrated. All of these things can cause inflammation that aren't good. So you want to get rid of that. And the way to get rid of it is be healthier and do things that are anti-inflammatory in nature. The last thing I do at night before I go to bed is jump in this infrared sauna. Infrared saunas are better at night than in the morning. They get you relaxed, help you sleep better. And if I have any sore muscles or anything like that from my workouts or throwing, this really seems to help with that. And also just getting in there at 150 degree temperature and sweat like crazy. And I do want to say a lot of the stuff that I use it because it works. Nobody's paying me to use it. I wish they were. In the description below, I will link a lot of these things. So if any of the stuff you want to try out or purchase, I don't have any codes, I don't have any deals. But if you want to use some of the stuff that I use, I'll put the links there just to make it easy for everyone and have that available to you. One of the benefits to training at Beimel Elite Athletics in LA or Texas is we provide a lot of these things. Like we have the red light and near infrared lights. We have a cold tub in LA. We're working on getting one here in Texas. But we have a lot of these things that are available to our athletes, and there's no extra charge. So basically your membership gets you access to all of this stuff.